Yeah, g'day. So, John Glassford here from Rotary Club of Coolaman. Just want to explain a little bit about what this campaign is about and why we're going to Kenya to climb Mount Kenya on Anzac Day, the centenary of Anzac, this year. It's a long story, but I'll be short. It all started in 1915 when my father went to Gallipoli to fight as an Anzac. He joined the army in 1911 and was on the first boats out of Wellington Harbour and landed in Egypt, and then went on to the campaign in the Dardanelles, obviously with Gallipoli being the actual battle. Dad was shot there, well, not shot, we're not 100% sure, but he was severely wounded on Gallipoli and in July, and then went to Cairo to Port Alexandria, where he eventually recovered and went on to the front, the Western Front, but as a quartermaster because he lost an eye. In 1919 he decided New Zealand was a bit too quiet after the war, so he and a few of his mates migrated to Kenya in 1919. He never went back. He started a coffee plantation there about 25 miles north of Nairobi, and that's where I was born. We could see Mount Kenya every day from our farm, and especially from my bedroom window, and I've always wanted to climb Mount Kenya. This is the third mountain that we've done and climbed as a Rotary group, the first one being Kilimanjaro in 2007, the second the Mountains of the Moon in 2011. Why we're doing it? Well, education for the children. They do not have the safety net that we have here in Australia, and they fall through. It was always my mother who married my dad in 1943. She was a British Army nurse in World War II at El Alamein. She was behind the front there as a triage sister. She loved the Anzacs. She fell in love with my dad, and the rest is history. She built a hospital on the farm. We had 400 staff. We had a very large coffee plantation. But it was always the children for my mother. And she said, never ever forget these kids, and never have. And from there, 50 years down the track, I'm going home. And it's pretty emotional. So we're going to climb, and we're going to raise funds for these beautiful children. We have got Rotary clubs on the ground in Kenya, especially the Rotary clubs of Nairobi, and a new one, the Rotary Club of Nyeri, which is on the slopes of Mount Kenya. And it is through this club that we're going to support these Maasai children from the Olamagai Maasai, well, it's an eco-village, or will be, but there's problems there, severe problems, in terms of getting these children to school from this village. They've got to walk 5 kilometres through territory that's has wildlife, elephants especially, lion, leopard, and these wee things are really not equipped to handle wildlife in this fashion. So there's conflict there, not just because the kids are going to school through this sort of territory, hostile territory, but also between the elephant especially and the cows and the goats and the crops of these Maasai people. And as you probably know by now, the Maasai believe they own every cow on the planet. So the cattle are their livelihood. It's their sacrosanct. And there is this conflict. So it's a combination of educating the children, and also the Moran, the warriors, and the people of the village, and to be able to put into place, first of all, get the kids to school there, get them teachers, and to then put in place a wildlife conservation education program all through Rotary, and that's why we're climbing. So please watch the next part of this video of life in the Olamagai village as it is today, from dawn to dusk, with these beautiful children. Thank you so much.